back to the Photography Club. I'm your host, Sue. Today we're talking all things senior rep teams or senior model teams, what a senior model team might look like. Really, though, what I'm going to be explaining to you is how a little behind the scenes on how I run my senior model team. I'm currently in the process of signing on new girls for my next senior model team, which there are so many different names for these teams. Okay, they can be called senior rep team, senior spokesmodel, senior model, or like whatever you want to name it. But basically, this is a group of girls who, or guys, boys can be on the team too, but a group of high schoolers, high school seniors typically. They can be other grades, but it's typically high school seniors who represent your business during their senior year in exchange for getting to participate in group photo shoots. And I am the kind of person who likes to really go all in whenever I'm doing something and just like research everything, ask everybody, talk about it. So I've been doing so much like rep team research, watching YouTube videos, and I have a few guests lined up for the podcast because there's so many people who I just want to talk to about rep teams, and those are actually some of my most popular episodes. So I know you guys are interested in the senior rep teams as well because they can be incredible marketing for your business, and especially if you want to get into high school seniors, they are probably your golden ticket for getting in with high school seniors, and they're literally just so much fun. Like my rep team is the thing that I look forward to the most all year because they are just so much fun. You can literally do whatever you want with it. Like owning a business, you get to make your own rules, and that's how it is for the rep team too. So for my rep team specifically, I love to go all out and just give these girls an incredible experience that they would not be able to get anywhere else. And I'm just so passionate about it. So that's what makes it so much fun. And anyways, I have already done a few episodes on rep teams in the past, actually. I have like 3 episodes earlier back in like season 1. So I'm not going to be diving too deep into what a rep team actually is. In this episode, what I'm going to be doing is sharing with you, basically reflecting on how my last year went with my rep team, things that I liked, things that happened, things that I would change, and things that I'm currently changing right now. But before I get into that, I actually wanted to share a little win with you. I finished 75 hard. So if you've been listening to this podcast, it was in one of my earlier episodes I mentioned that I'm doing this 75 hard challenge. I finished it a couple days ago and it feels incredible. I'm not even kidding. This challenge changed my life. I feel like I say everything changed my life, but I've just been growing so much, like learning so much personally, mentally. I am a completely different person than I was a year ago. And even doing 75 hard, I just feel like so much more motivated, and it just teaches you can do tough things, you can do hard things. And I like this challenge is good because it forces you to do it even on the hard days. So it's like even on the days where you feel like you got nothing done, you got stuff done because you completed the 75 hard day task challenges. And it really just helps you build healthy habits. And honestly, it's a lifestyle change. It really is. In order to complete 75 hard, you have to change your lifestyle and commit completely instead of really just like focusing on the challenge and just like waiting for the end of the challenge so you can go back to how you were. No, you have to commit and like be committed to becoming the person you want to become because of this challenge. So literally my lifestyle is so different and I'm like ready to start the next one. There's actually phases to 75 hard, so I'm about to start phase 2 and I'm just like so ready for it. Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you because it was like a really big accomplishment for me and I've been celebrating. So if you're thinking about doing 75 hard, reach out to me. Let's talk about it. And you can absolutely do it 100%. But I love talking about that stuff, just like personal development, anything to better yourself. I love. So, okay, getting back to the model team, I'm going to do a little recap, I have some notes on my phone, some things from last year's team, how it went. Overall, last year's team was really good. I had 10 girls on the team. I had 11 girls at first, but then after like the first day, one girl, she just was really struggling financially, and also she had a very busy schedule and it just didn't really fit for her. I was really sad to have her go, but like completely understood, and I still had a group of 10 girls, which was honestly the biggest team that I've had. I know some people have like so many girls, like 20 to 30 girls, but 10 was the biggest group I've had, and I don't know if I would want more than that because I really value that one-on-one time with the girls. And like at a group shoot, how do you go through 30 girls at a group shoot? That just seems like a lot. So I'm really happy with that spot where I was at. The year before this year, I had a hard time getting people to sign up. And so it was really cool because for my current team this year, it all flowed pretty well. Like, I had done it a few times, and people kinda already knew what it was, knew what to expect. They had their friends who had done it in the past, and so it was a little bit easier getting the girls to join. And one thing that I do is I hop on a call with both the senior and the parent, and this has been a huge part of getting so many girls to sign up, and also just like educating them on what the team is, because I have a photography coach. Her name is Jenna, Jen Run Pro if you want to look her up. She like specializes in seniors as well. And so one thing she's taught and like she says all the time is people who converse convert. So when you have conversations with people, they are going to be more likely to spend money with you. And what I found is that is so true. So I actually hop on a call with all of my clients now, but my senior reps especially, and literally every single person who I've hopped on a call with for my senior rep team has ended up joining. Now, one thing that I really struggled with this last year is the bonding a little bit. Like, I want these girls on this team to become so close. I want it to be like a sisterhood. I want them to feel supported, safe. I want them to be actually friends with each other and like talk to each other outside of the program, like maybe get together and hang out. I really want them to create friendships and bonds. And one thing I struggled with this last year is making it about more than just the photos, because these girls, like, of course they want the photos and I want them to want the photos, yes, but it was almost like if there weren't photos involved, they weren't really interested. Like, they didn't wanna just get together and hang out. And so one thing that I am gonna focus on in my next team is just, like, more of that community, more of that bonding, less about the photos. The photos are kind of bonus. So which I think I struggle with that a little bit too, just being shy. Although I've come out of my shell so much and I hardly even consider myself shy anymore, but like I'm just not naturally extroverted. And so trying to like get all of these girls together, of course it's going to be awkward at first, like they're high schoolers. So but I feel like I learned a lot actually about how to get these girls to kind of connect. And although it wasn't exactly where I wanted it to be at this year for this team, I have good high hopes moving forward because I feel like I learned a lot. But just like being a little bit shyer, I feel like this can be hard. And I really wanted to create a space where those girls who are shyer can still join the team and be able to come out of their shell a little bit. So, one thing that happened at my last senior model team is I had a Christmas party photo shoot. However, I didn't quite frame it as a photo shoot. I framed it more as just like a Christmas party event where we would be playing games and yeah, like doing a white elephant gift exchange. And so for this party slash event, plan was to meet at an ice rink, and I was gonna pay for them all to come in and ice skate. And then after we ice skate, we were gonna go to my studio where I had a whole like table set up with games. I ordered pizza and little gift bags for them, a white elephant gift exchange, and yeah, just like really a fun little Christmas party. So I'm at the ice rink waiting for these girls, and the ice rink, there isn't one in my town that I live in, so we went to the closest town with an ice rink, which was an hour away. So I'm at the ice rink waiting for the girls. I had been, like, texting them, like, "Hey, just let me know when you get here, and I'll come let you in." And I had one girl show up, and I kept thinking, "Oh, yeah, like, the other ones are late." They did not even let me know that they weren't coming. So we just had one girl show up, and I was, like, really sad because I had so many things planned for them, and I was really trying to just make the experience as fun as I could for this one girl who came. So, like, we went ice skating together, and I took some photos of her ice skating, and I think that the girls didn't come because I didn't put the focus on the photos for this event because I was really trying to focus on more of the community. So I'm like, it's a party, it's a hangout. Because I had one girl even who texted me and she's like, "So are we gonna be doing the photos at the studio or at the ice rink?" And I told her, "Well, it's more of an event, so the focus isn't photos. There's no like guaranteed amount of photos, but we'll just take photos throughout the day." Like I said that and I never heard back from her, and she also did not show up. So that kinda gave me the clue of, like, okay, they're just, like, wondering when the photos are so they can just go and take the photos and then leave, which made me really sad because, like I said, I really want it to be about the community part, but this one girl who came, she was the best sport ever. We had so much fun together, just her and I, honestly, and so what I ended up doing, we went to the ice rink, took some photos there, and then I texted her on the way to the studio and I'm like, "Hey, meet me at this boutique," which this was completely not planned, and so we went to a local boutique and we picked out a few outfits, which I borrowed from the boutique, and we went back to the studio and I just gave her her own, like, full Christmas photo shoot that wasn't planned, but and we ate pizza and we did a few of the games together since I had planned them all out. Um, but it was like I mean, it was a little bit embarrassing, I will say, because literally she shows up to the studio and I have all of these gift bags lined out for all of the girls and all the games, and she's the only one there, and, like, I just felt bad for her because I'm like, "You expected this whole experience with the other girls and none of them showed up, but then that also looks bad on me because it's like, why didn't they show up? Like, what's why are they not excited to be here? I don't know. I was, like, really confused about why that happened. Part of it is being around Christmas time, like, the girls were traveling and stuff, but that was, like, a really bummer moment and a hard moment, but I learned from it, and I know, like, some things that I can do to prevent it moving forward. So this was also something that was not talked about in the call that we had when they signed up for the program. This was kinda like a little last-minute bonus event photo shoot thing that I was doing for them, so it's not like I gave them the dates that they could plan for it, but I think if I were to do something like this again, I would say, like, "If this many girls RSVP for this event, then we'll do the event." That way I can get girls who actually say, like, "Yes, I'm coming." I was a little bit confused, like, why none of the girls told me they weren't coming because I specify, like, "Let me know if you can't make it so I can plan for it." But, I mean, I know they're busy and stuff, so not their fault at all, it's totally my fault for the planning. I also had a volunteering event that I had for the girls. So, there's a lavender farm where I live, and the volunteering event was gonna be going to this lavender farm and helping them harvest, which is so much fun because the farm owners, like, provide lemonade, it's a whole thing, people come and help them harvest, and I thought it would be really fun, but I think one thing that I need to work on for sure is just, like, hyping things up and showing the excitement, like, "Oh, you don't wanna miss this is gonna be so cool, here are some of the things we're gonna do, you're gonna get." Because I didn't do that so much, I kind of just expected them to be excited, but I didn't really give them reasons to be excited. I didn't even really fully explain what the volunteering event was gonna be. I was just like, "Volunteering event this weekend, be here at this time." That was, like, pretty much the summary of my email. And then, like, within that day, I pretty much had every single girl had texted me and said they weren't gonna make it. And, again, that's because the focus wasn't really on the photos, it was, like, this volunteering thing we were doing. So, one thing I really struggled with this year was getting them to really just, like, bond outside of the photos, and one thing I'm doing to improve that moving forward is I'm just making it clear that, like, yes, there are gonna be photos at everything. So when I explained the program last year, what I said is that we were gonna have photo shoots and we were gonna have events, which were separate things. Photo shoots were focused on the photos, and events were little get-togethers where we hang out. So this was like the Christmas party, the volunteering, but they didn't know that, like, I would still be taking photos at these events. They just weren't guaranteed, like, a set number of photos like they are at the photo shoots. But, basically, nobody came to the events, people only came to the photo shoots. So this year, explaining the program, they're not separate, they're the same thing. We have this amount of get-togethers throughout the year, and I think it's gonna work a lot better. Okay, the other thing with this year's team is the girls did not post on social media as much as they were required to based on the contract. So, basically, all of these photo shoots and things that they come to are free because they're representing my business. So, because of that, I required that they posted one piece of content from every photo shoot. So, this is just simply sharing their photos on social media from the photo shoot, along with reposting one thing that I post. So, like when I post behind the scenes to my story, from each photo shoot, they had to reshare one thing. All the girls were great at resharing. They all did their resharing, but I still have some girls who, like, never posted photos from certain photo shoots. And that's partly my fault for just not reminding them because these girls are seniors, they're busy, and I can't just expect them to remember everything when we had that call a year ago. So I just need to be a little bit more on top of them about reminding very kindly, just like, hey, don't forget, this is what you gotta do. Like, don't forget to post those photos, which I didn't do at all. I didn't remind anybody. So that's one little thing. The other thing, which I have mixed feelings about this, and I've talked to a few other photographers who have senior rep teams, and they also have this same problem. So I'd be curious if you have a senior rep team, if you've had this problem, or what your thoughts are on it. But basically, like I said, they're representing my business. So when they join the senior rep team, senior model team, they are not allowed to work with other photographers throughout their contract period. So for me, they're contracted for their entire senior year, like May to May. And it says in the contract that they can't work with another photographer unless I give them written permission to. And pretty much like half of the girls, if not more than half, did photo shoots with other photographers, and I had no idea about it. I would just like see them posting the photos and like the other photographers posting the photos, and it's just a little bit weird because it's like they're getting so many free photo shoots in exchange for representing me, but I have mixed feelings about this because I know some people get really mad and upset about this, and they will like reach out to the girls and like make them delete them and all the things, which I won't lie, it made me a little bit sad, a little bit upset because I'm like, wait, like you didn't even reach out to me, like you didn't, I'm your photographer. So it was like a little bit weird and I felt I had mixed feelings about it. I wasn't really sure how to feel, but basically the conclusion I've come to is these girls posting photos from other photographers I don't think is gonna impact my business at all. Like, I still think that I separate myself enough, I differentiate myself in my experience and what it is that I offer that I don't think it's, like, that big of a threat, and it's really just more of abundance mindset and not scarcity mindset. Because the scarcity mindset is like, "Oh, like, my business is gonna fail because of this, like, I'm not as good as these other photographers." That's kinda like the scarcity mindset, and so I'm just choosing to take an abundance mindset and not let it affect me, so I never reached out to these girls even though it does breach their contract, and in the contract, it says that I can, like, make them take it down or whatever, but I really just don't wanna cause drama, like, I don't want there to be any kind of bad feelings, bad vibes, like, these other photographers too that they worked with, like, I love my photographer community, and I love all of the photographers in the area, and, like, I know these photographers personally who they worked with, and I don't want there to be any, like, weird bad feelings around that because I don't want any competition. I'm so much community over competition, and honestly, I do love lifting other photographers up. I will say it probably hit a little extra hard this last year because I did struggle with money and with booking photo shoots this last year. It was a really weird, slow year for me. And so it was really easy to fall into that scarcity mindset of like, oh, they're like representing other photographers. That must mean they hate my work or they hate working with me. Like, yeah. So that's my thoughts on that. Okay, the other thing I will say about my current rep team is kind of the purpose of a rep team is for them to bring in referrals. Like you give them this incredible experience and then they're representing your business and sharing about the experience they have with their friends and kind of like encouraging them to book with you. So I do have like referral bonuses. This last year, I think I did gift cards. I did like $25 gift card, $50 gift card, $75 gift card for each referral they brought in. And I had 10 girls on my team, and out of 10 girls for an entire year, I had one referral that they brought in. So one girl came to me and said, like, hey, I want to book my senior photos with me. So and so referred me. Now, it's a little bit hard to track referrals. And if you're not getting a lot of referrals, that doesn't necessarily mean your team is not working, because sometimes like a senior rep will post on their Instagram the photos and then someone will see the photos that they posted, but the senior rep didn't necessarily refer that person specifically, but they still came because they seen the photos they posted or like seen the experience they were getting. So the rep thing and the referrals can be a little bit tricky to track. So I would say don't get discouraged if you're not getting a ton of referrals, because I think the team still had a really big impact. But there are things I'm going to do moving forward to try and increase the amount of referrals. I think one thing that's really important to remember and to keep in mind is you should not make it feel like these girls' job to do your marketing for you. Like, it's not really their job to bring in new clients or to book you new clients. It's your job to make the experience so incredible that they cannot help but talk about it and like share the excitement and tell all of their friends, like, you have to work with this photographer because she is the best. So one thing that can help with this is like just giving them some business cards to hand out. Like, that's something I didn't do, which I don't think seniors love exactly handing out business cards, but I think even if they just have them, you never know, they might hand them out. That's actually something I've never done, which I'm gonna do this year. I'm not gonna require them to hand them out, but just like in their welcome box, I'm giving them a business card or a couple business cards. And second would be to have merch. Like if you give them a sweatshirt with your logo on it, or literally anything. It can be a water bottle, hair tie, just like some merch that represents your brand. That way they can wear your merch and somebody might possibly ask them about it. So if you give them merch, make it something that's super cute that they're actually going to want to wear or carry around. And that's something I really wanted to do for my last team, but like I mentioned, money was a little tight last year and I just couldn't figure out a way to fit it into the budget to get all of these girls something really nice like I wanted to. But that's something I'm doing moving forward. I'm actually working on getting these girls branded sweatshirts, and I'm working with a girl who like does embroidery for the sweatshirts, and I'm gonna get all of their names custom embroidered on like the sleeve part of the shirt to make it even extra special and just like another thing for them to share about. So I think having just like the little merch and also business cards would help with referrals. Other than that, I would say mentioning the referrals, like kind of explaining it a little bit more. Last year when I talked about the referrals, I'll be honest, I was a little bit nervous. Like I was nervous on these calls. So I definitely didn't have a ton of practice hopping on calls with clients like that, whereas I do now. But so last year when I mentioned the referral part, I really just breezed through it and I was like, this is just completely optional. You'll get this, this, and this. But this year when I talked about referrals, I think I made it sound a little more special. I said, what I'm giving them this year is $50 of print credit for every referral they bring in. But not only that, they're also going to get $50 of print credit to gift. So they can like refer someone and say like, hey, if you work with Sue, I can gift you $50 of print credit towards your project, which is kind of cool because now it's like they actually can give something away as well. So I think that might help too, but I also just said it as like, this is not required, but this is just a thank you for you if if you refer somebody to my business. So if you have a friend who you know who needs senior photos, you can mention to them, like, hey, I can give you $50 of print credit when you work with Sue. That's exactly what I said. And I think just kind of like helping them visualize it like that will really help them to see how they can use this referral thing and just like get the bonuses, and just like framing it as not required, but just this optional perk if you share how much you love the experience. And it already seems to be working actually, because I just had a mom from one of my seniors who just joined texted me and she's like, I already have a referral for you. Where can they reach out to you? And she texted me that like the day after they booked. So, seems to be working a little better. Okay, last thing I'm going to recap with my current senior model team is I did a destination photo shoot, which this is something I do every year. This is part of the experience that I love so much, because partly we are in such a small town. A lot of people go to the same locations and stuff like that. And so I take them to somewhere that is like an incredible national park or like dream bucket list destination in the country, in the United States. I try and go somewhere different every year. And this last year we went to the White Sand Dunes National Park in New Mexico, which was about a 7-hour drive from where we live. And this was really cool, really fun. I loved it. I will say I need to plan a little bit more ahead of time, because I was planning out the outfits and everything super last minute, and the props, and the vision didn't come together quite like I wanted it to, partly because I didn't have the budget and mostly because of the timing and the planning. So I'm going to do my destination photo shoot a little bit different this coming team, which we are going to Pink Lake near Salt Lake City. It's about 2 hours outside of Salt Lake City, and everyone is so excited already for this destination, so I cannot wait. But last year what I did is I actually covered everything. I gave a few of the girls rides, and I covered the Airbnb, I covered food, I covered outfits, I covered props, everything. This was an expensive trip for me, which is partly like pretty much where all of my budget went. And so partly why I didn't have the budget to make it how I wanted to was because I covered the girls' outfits, because I just like, I've had a few photo shoots in the past. This was with like my very first senior team, where I had this vision in mind for the photo shoot, but the girls did not come wearing outfits that fit the vision. And so I've been kind of like picky on what the girls wear, and I thought I would be able to find outfits in time because I borrow clothes from boutiques a lot, but the boutique that I planned on borrowing clothes from did not have the vibe that I wanted. And so I was just really struggling to get some outfits together last minute. So I actually ended up just buying a ton of outfits on Shein and on Amazon. And yeah, I bought outfits. I had 5 girls who came to this photo shoot, so I bought, honestly, I think like 10 different outfits because I wasn't sure what was gonna fit them, and I had told them that I would provide the outfits, so that was, like, a little stressful for me, and I would just try and plan the outfits ahead more, because I could have them get their own outfits if I gave them more time to actually buy their outfits, because I just didn't plan ahead. So for this next team, I'm going to have them be responsible for their own travel. I told them they're responsible for all travel to all photo shoots. So for the Salt Lake City photo shoot, which is also like 7 hours away from where we live, I just framed it as like a fun family trip or a fun mother-daughter trip, but also I let them know, like, if the travel is a problem for them at all, to please reach out to me, because I don't want them to miss out on this incredible opportunity, and we can see how we can make it work, like reaching out to other parents, seeing if someone can carpool, something like that. So yeah, I think just like making them responsible for their lodging and travel, though, is going to be a huge stress from me, and I'm going to be able to make the experience so much more fun. Another benefit of this is just like having the freedom to also do your own thing while you go there, because I had all of these girls ride with me last time, so I was responsible for taking them everywhere. And like if I went somewhere, then they would just be at the Airbnb or something. And so since I'm not going to be responsible for driving them, that means I can go and location scout, because I think if I would have went to White Sands National Park and like actually got to look around, I would have felt less stressed when we actually got there, because the first time I got there was when we got there for the photo shoot and I had never seen it before. So yeah, just like having that freedom to leave and plan. And then also I would have liked to get some photos of myself at the White Sands National Park because it was gorgeous. So if it was up to me, I would have like stayed an extra day, explored more, got photos. So definitely going to plan that part different this next year. And everyone seems to be very excited about going to see Pink Lake as well. Like all of the families seem very excited about it. I'm going to talk very quickly about how I price my model team, which I have talked about this in a previous episode. But basically, the way I price my team is it is the exact same price as booking a normal senior session with me. So every single senior I work with gets the same price. The difference with the model team is they sign up during a certain period and they get all of the bonuses and extra things that come with being a model, which is the referral bonuses and group photo shoots. I do it this way because it's hard to coordinate dates with so many girls that all work or fit the same. So when you frame all of the rep bonuses as bonuses and like what they're really investing in is their individual senior session, then when they miss a group photo shoot, you don't have to feel like you need to make it up, because that's not really what their investment is covering. Those are just bonuses. They can take them or leave them. If they don't make it to one of the group photo shoots, then that's like sad for them, but not anything that was promised because of what they paid for. Because I know some other photographers do it like there's a rep team fee and then there's an individual senior session fee. So it's like, to join the rep team, they book their individual senior session with you, but then they also pay a fee to join the rep team to be able to participate in these extra events and group photo shoots. But mine is just one fee, the same as booking your normal senior session. And then everything else is a bonus when you sign up to the model team. Okay, so now that I've recapped my last team, I'm going to go into some changes that I'm going to make with my next team and just kind of like the application process as well. It's funny because I've been doing this. This is my 4th team now, so it seems like I would have it pretty smooth and pretty all mapped out for how it's going to go. But I actually made quite a few mistakes this year mapping out my applications and accepting girls to the team, which I'll go over with you. One thing that I did that was different this year is I opened a wait list for applications before I opened the applications themselves. So this wait list was for high school junior girls because the girls on my team are still juniors. They're still in their current year. They're not quite seniors yet. So this wait list was for junior girls, and my goal for this is to collect more emails, more information, because if you've been listening to this podcast, you know that I'm also trying to build my email list this year because email lists have the highest return on investment. So when you can collect email lists, that's going to be very powerful. So with my wait list, I had them give me their email in exchange for getting a few bonuses and perks. One would be additional resources, or just like extra guides or whatever. So I made actually like a senior photo shoot aesthetic quiz. And then after they took the quiz, they would be emailed a resource with all of the things to prep for a photo shoot based on their aesthetic. So that quiz was only available to high school junior girls joining the waitlist for my next team. And then along with just like resources, I gave them first access to the applications. So that was another reason to want to join. And I told them like they'd have a better shot at grabbing a spot on the team if they apply early and join the waitlist. And just like being the first to know all of the new information about the team. So once I collected their emails to join the waitlist, I sent them emails like every week pretty much for a couple of months. And these emails would go over, like the first one was explaining who I am, just like little fun facts about me, and then explaining the senior model team. And then I had them vote on what photo shoot idea they liked the best. So I sent them a few ideas and they actually got to vote and like be actively participating in what the next model team was gonna look like, and then I sent them testimonials and reviews from other senior girls, and then I told them, like, applications are opening soon, so basically nurturing this email list, getting them excited about applications opening, and educating them on what the team is. I think the wait list was very beneficial. I had about 28 girls join my wait list. However, when applications came, I had about only 12 girls apply, so I was a little bit surprised to see that there wasn't as high of a conversion as I expected from the waitlist to the applications. But one thing I'm gonna do differently about my next team is I'm gonna open the waitlist and have it open all year long, actually. So as I'm posting the photo shoots, then I'll have the link, and juniors, girls who are juniors, so right now they would be sophomores because the school year is still going on, but they're gonna be juniors and they're gonna be able to join the wait list for the next senior model team, so I'm gonna have that open all year long, whereas when I did the wait list now, it was open for, like, a month maybe. But having it open all year long, I think I'll be able to collect a lot more emails and get a lot more people interested, and then also be able to nurture them more and share with them exciting opportunities. When I've collected all of those emails from the wait list, I'm going to have a little party and invite the girls who are on the wait list to come to this party. I don't know what it'll be. I'm thinking maybe like some kind of fun spring activity, like maybe a picnic in the park for all these junior girls, or painting a little tote bag, I think could be fun. So this is going to be a free event for these girls to come to. And I'm basically going to say, like, because you joined the wait list and you're getting ready for the next senior model team, I'm inviting you to this exclusive event for high school junior girls. RSVP here. And basically, this is gonna be like a photo shoot slash event. It's basically gonna be like what a group shoot is. So they kind of get a little taste of what it's like to be on the senior model team, what it's like to come to this group shoot, interact with all these other girls before they even apply. So, like, I opened my applications for a short period of time, like 2 weeks or so. So I would have this little event for the girls on the waitlist team right before applications open. That way, hopefully, they're going to get really excited, talk to all of their friends about it, and what I can do with these girls is actually kind of get to know them a little bit before I decide who's going to be on my team, get to know their personalities, see how they interact together, because it's really hard choosing from just applications. Even though I was pretty specific in the questions that I asked, it's hard to really get a feel for their personality and see who's going to mix good on the team. And I'm trying to be really picky about the girls that I pick to have on my team because, like I said, I really want it to be that community aspect. And so I think it'd be really cool to get to see these girls' personality before I accept them onto the team. And that's also one thing I changed is the application questions to focus more on the experience and less on the photos. I asked them like how they would lift other girls up on the team, which was a really good question, like getting them thinking about these other girls are also going to be uncomfortable and they need to come prepared with a positive attitude and ready to lift other people up. And then I asked them what they were most excited about for the senior model team. And the girls who said they were excited about the community and the friendships and the experience, I accepted. And the girls who just said they were excited about the photos, I have not accepted. So trying to like filter out and get more of what I'm going for. But yeah, I just think it'd be a great way to get to know the girls and put together the perfect team. Okay, the next thing I will say that I was thinking about changing about my senior model team was actually the name of the team. So I call it a senior model team, whereas a lot of people call it a senior rep team because they're representing your business. And I named it a senior model team because I want these girls to feel like models, like they're getting modeling experience. They're even working with some businesses because I partner with a lot of local businesses, just like borrowing outfits or borrowing accessories. So literally, they are getting to model for these businesses because I send the businesses the photos and stuff. But there's been a little bit of like weirdness around the name because or like confusion, I would say, because I've had a few people reach out to me and be like, "This is a model team. You should be paying me. Why am I paying you?" So it's almost like they think that I should be paying them to model for me when they don't see that what they're really getting is the experience and like I'm teaching them how to be a model. I'm not paying them to be a model because I don't need models. So I don't know. I thought about maybe if I should change the name if that's confusing. I even got one application that it was a little bit weird. She, like, didn't fill out all of the questions, and so I emailed her and I'm like, "Hey, can you tell me a little bit more about what you're looking for?" And she said, "Oh, I would love to make some extra money this year, so I thought it'd be really cool to model for you." And so I was like, "What? That's not what this model team is." But I don't know, just like my little thought around the name of calling it a senior model team. I would love to know your thoughts if you have any feedback on that. But I also think just like the girls who do sign up and are really excited about the modeling aspect, who want to feel like a model, who want to get that experience and are willing to pay for it, I think the name model team sounds a little bit elevated and special and exciting and like, ooh, what is this? They're an actual model. So that was kind of what I was going for, but I don't want it to be too confusing. Okay, next thing, what I'm going to change the next year is being my timing around opening applications because one thing I forgot about is high school junior girls have testing around this time of year. They have like SAT testing or whatever the test is called. And I actually opened my calls for my application. So like the girls applied and then I sent them an email saying, "Hey, you got accepted. The next step is to call to schedule a call to make it official." And my timing for the calls was actually during the SAT testing time. And so that was bad timing on my part because I got a few emails saying like, "We can't schedule at this time because the girls have testing." So, yeah, I just need to time that out better. I think I would open the applications probably after the testing, so wait a couple more weeks next year when I do it instead, because I don't want them to be stressed about school because you have to do a lot of practicing and prep for those testings. So if I did it after the testing, then they'd be a little more relaxed and just better timing that way. Okay, so also, like I said, I had about 12 girls who applied to be on the senior model team, and I sent out about 9 emails saying you were accepted to be on the team, and I got a little bit scared and, like, nervous after I did this because I only had 3 girls schedule a call to, like, make it official and talk about the next steps on the senior model team, which I expected it to be a lot more, like, excitement and, like, people ready to hop on and make it official because I kind of framed it as this being a really hard program to get into and, like, only accepting a certain amount of girls because my team is very specific this year. And so I was, like, a little bit nervous because 'cause I'm like, "Why have only 3 girls scheduled so far?" And so I also got a few emails from parents saying, "What is this?" And I kind of had just assumed that everyone by now knew what my senior model team was because I post about it all the time on social media. And I like on the application page where the girls fill out the application, I have on there like make sure you chat with a parent before applying. So I kind of already figured that the girls had talked to their parents, that their parents knew what they were applying to, and when they got the email, they would know what it was. So I had a lot of parents kind of like hesitating and being like, "What is this?" And not scheduling the call. And so I tried to explain to them, like, that's actually the purpose of the call, so I can explain it all to you, walk you through it. And because it's just so much better than explaining over email, because I can really help you visualize it and see if it's the right fit for you. But I had a lot of parents also being like, this is too expensive for us. We can't do it before they would even schedule a call. And that is to me was just like crazy because my price for my team, I would not say is expensive at all. It okay, it could be a little bit high priced depending on how you're thinking about it, but the thing is they don't know what all is included in this team and they're already saying it's so expensive because when I walk through everything that's included in this team, it's kind of like no-brainer, like, you'd be crazy not to join this team, and literally, it is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like, if I had the opportunity to join a team like this in high school, it like, no doubt, I would do everything I could. Like, I would pay for the team myself. I would work to join the team because the amount of things they're getting for the price is literally crazy. So when they say it's too expensive, before they've even scheduled a call to hear about the team, I'm just like, you are really missing out on a crazy opportunity right now. Um, so that part was kind of hard for me because I expected them to already know what the team was going to be about, but I realize now I need to do a little bit more educating before that phase, before the application phase, so that to make sure the parents really know what's going on, because they were kinda just like, "Okay, I haven't heard about this model team, what is this thing?" So I do have a landing page, which is where my application is. So on my website, it takes them to a landing page which explains the program, but I don't go into specifics. It explains the program in the aspects of like community, like group photo shoots a little bit, but it doesn't explain specifically what they're going to be getting because that's what we talk about on the phone call. But I almost wonder if I should redo my landing page next year and go a little bit more into specifics and really show that, like, this is a crazy, incredible experience that you're gonna get for this price point. Like, you're not gonna find this anywhere else. So it was kinda like a couple days where I was in that really stressed, anxious phase where I'm like, "What if nobody wants to join my model team? What if nobody books it this year?" And I was getting really scared and anxious because 'cause I'm like, "I have already positioned this as, like, such a cool, fun experience," and I was not getting very much interest at the time, so I'm like, "What's going on?" So what I did, I had 3 girls who booked calls, okay? And right after the call, I had one girl who signed the contract and paid the retainer, so she was officially a Shutterbug model. I had one girl after, like, 3 days of sending out these emails who had joined the team, and 2 girls who had had the call but were still kinda waiting and deciding, and so what I did is I immediately went to the store and I put together a little welcome box. So this had, like, I called it a self-care kit, and I wrote her a handwritten letter, and I said, like, "Welcome to the Shutterbug family. Thank you for trusting me with your senior photos. I'm so excited to work with you throughout your senior year. I hope you enjoy this self-care kit as you prep for your photo shoots." And this had, like, a hair mask, pimple patches, lip gloss, all of the cute self-care stuff, a little poppy drink in there, and I immediately met up with this girl. I texted her mom and, like, got her address and went to her house and dropped off this gift welcome box to her, which was, like, a complete surprise. They didn't know this was gonna be happening, and I grabbed a picture with her and I posted the picture of us together on my Instagram story just saying like, "I am so excited to welcome this person to the team. I cannot wait to work with you." Basically just highlighting her, lifting her up, and she was so excited, like, you could just tell, you could feel the emotions when we were together. It was so fun, which made me so excited and just, like, helped me to know, "Okay, I I'm doing like this is gonna work out because I'm offering something that is really special and incredible, and there are people who care about it." So that was a really good, but because I posted about this also generated a lot more excitement about the team. So I posted the picture of us together and I tagged her, and then she reshared the picture and she also shared a picture of her welcome box, what she got in the box, and said, like, "So excited." And that day, that same day, like a few hours after that happened, both of the other 2 girls who I had had the call with booked me, and then I had 2 more girls schedule calls who were kind of their parents were kinda on the fence, like, "What is this?" So I had them schedule calls, and then I had someone reach out to me and say, like, "What is the model program? How can I be a part of it?" So literally just sharing this one photo on my story created a ton of excitement, and okay, so both of those 2 other girls booked, so I did the same thing with them. I went and got them a welcome box, and I posted the photo, and they both reshared it, and it's just been kinda taking off since then. So I've been getting, like, it's going good now, and I've had a lot more people like, moving forward and making it official. My team isn't completely finished yet. I think I'm gonna have around 8 girls this year, but I'll see how it kinda plays out. But also, I've been getting a lot of followers from doing this because every single person I've shared on my story has also reshared it, and I can tell all of the followers I'm getting are, like, young high schoolers, and it's because all of their friends are seeing it and they're like, "Oh, like, I know this girl. What did she just sign into? What is she joining? What is she so excited about? Who is Sue Shutterbug? Like, what's going on?" Like, I can just tell there's a lot of excitement around the model team now because I went and did this and, like, gave them a whole welcome box and made them feel really special and highlighted them on my story. So that can be a really powerful thing if you're kind of in that same situation of just, like, getting people to feel excited about joining your team. Because in the past, what I would do is I would not share who was gonna be on the team until I had my team together, and then I would collect photos from them, and then I would post the photos all at once, and I would say, "Here are the members of the next model team," and I would post all the photos, but I like it so much better meeting these girls in person, like, and the moms as well. I think the moms really appreciate it. I've gotten some sweet messages from the moms who are also just excited as the girls. So I would highly recommend going and meeting your girls who join your team in person and doing some kind of welcome box for them, which the welcome box was not even that expensive. It was just a little box with some paper confetti stuff and a few little gifts, but it was so special to them. Okay, the next thing I'm doing for my next senior model team is I'm actually gonna be teaching them about social media because one thing I've had a problem with, like I mentioned, is the girls not posting on social media how I want them to or, like, as often as I want them to, and I know a lot about social media. Like, I have been doing social media consistently for 7 years, and I know a ton of tricks, and I honestly started doing social media right after I graduated high school, so about the same age as these girls, and the way it has transformed my life is crazy, and so I'm like, "Why don't I teach these girls what I know?" Because a lot of them I know also wanna start businesses of their own, or they have someone in their family who runs a business of their own, who knowing these social media tips could really help them. So that's, like, part of my program this year is I'm also gonna be teaching them about social media. My goal for this is to get them to just, like, post more, get them comfortable being in front of the camera, talking to the camera. So I'm gonna kinda, like, talk to them about what their goals are for social media, what they would hope to accomplish, what they would hope to learn, and teach them and give them some content ideas of, like, making, like, a get ready with me for my photo shoot or just, like, getting them to create fun content at the photo shoot itself and just, like, teaching them what goes into creating a good piece of content, like, how you're gonna get a lot of engagement and make it interesting and all of those things, and I'm like, "This feels kinda genius to me because posting on social media, these girls posting on social media is kind of a key aspect of a senior rep team, but a lot of high school girls don't know how to post in a way that gets a lot of engagement. So if I can teach these girls how to get like viral worthy content, I feel like that could be really powerful and just like get a lot of people talking. But also I know that it can be intimidating for these girls to show up in front of the camera with all of their peers and classmates watching. Like, to be honest, I don't know if I would have the guts to have done that back in high school. So I'm making the social media part optional besides posting 2 times a month. They have to just post like the photos we take together 2 times a month, but they're not required to post any kind of reels or get ready with me's. But the way I'm doing it is I'm doing like a point system and it's like if they post certain things, they'll get points for it. So, like, if they post a "Get ready with me for this photo shoot," they'll get a certain amount of points. If they post like, if they share their artwork unboxing when they get their prints from their session to their Instagram, they'll get points for that. So kinda like these extra points, and then the points can go towards other things. So, like, I was thinking a photo shoot like, if they get a certain amount of points, they can redeem that for a photo shoot, but I'm also thinking of making the point system together as a group. So it's like they get points, but it goes towards this bigger group point thing, and then they get to decide as a group what they want to do with the points. So just to kind of build that teamwork aspect of it, and also to like encourage the girls to make videos together. So it's like they can make a fun video together at a photo shoot, and then both of them will get points towards the team. And then I'm also gonna do just like little rewards, like if their video gets, I don't know, 10,000 views or something, then I'll give them a little gift card, which I'm not gonna tell them about this part because I don't want it to make, I don't want the team to be competition like I don't want one girl to feel better than the other, but I also think it might be fun just to like reward the little milestones if they do hit them. So that's how the social media aspect is gonna work. If you have literally any questions about a senior model team, a senior rep team, reach out to me on Instagram at Shutterbug. Send me a message. I love talking about this stuff, and I'm also, like I said, I have a few guests lined up to talk about their senior rep teams. So over the next few weeks and episodes, I'm going to be diving deep into senior rep teams. So literally send me all of your questions. We can get all of your questions answered and help you have an incredible senior rep team that's going to grow your business, get you bookings. You're going to have so much fun with it, and you can avoid a lot of pains and mistakes that other people have had to learn the hard way. So please reach out to me. Please let me know if you liked this episode, if you found it helpful at all, and I will see you next week.